Good morning, my friends. Welcome to this episode of Healing Your Codependency. I'm Marshall Berkshire, and I'm your guide in discovering freedom from codependency. So today we're going to talk about a topic about resistance. We're going to talk about what we do when we have big resistance to our pain. When we fight against it, we push against it, we try to run from it, try to control it. We're going to talk about why that happens, what to do with it, and how it's actually our ally in our healing. So before we get to that, I'm going to share this out real quick to the community here on Facebook. If you're looking for additional tools, guidance, and support in your healing of your codependency, come join us in the community where you will experience more of those things. You get more tools from me, more guidance. You can ask me questions directly, and I can answer them for you. And you get to connect with other survivors, other codependents doing the same work. The link is above on Facebook, below on YouTube. And if you're watching via YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening via podcast, come to my website at freetheself.com or healyourcodependency.com. And it's right on the front page. You can join the community right from there. So I'm going to get that shared out here real quick. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments below how you guys are doing, what's going on for you in your world right now, because I know there's a lot happening. So, yeah, here we're doing well. Still waiting for spring to show up, and there we go. We got it shared out. All right. So, again, good morning. It's good to see you guys this week. I'm excited about this topic because resistance is something that I have done a lot of and still do a lot of in a lot of things because it's one of my first and foremost defensive responses. It's a protector. So the way resistance tends to show up is I don't like this. I hate this. This feels really uncomfortable. We have a pushback from it. Sometimes we have it mentally. A lot of times we have it somatically or emotionally. We feel a revulsion towards it. Like our hands are put up. We're like, oh, go away. And that's because what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, what we're sensing, it's causing us pain. And we have an aversion to that. And that makes sense, too, because we've gone through an awful lot of pain in our lives, right? Pain has been a thing that's frequent, sometimes constant. And so when we are doing work, healing work that points us back towards pain, we're going to have this resistance to it. Sometimes we have resistance towards the pain because of the change it can bring into our life, because it starts to disorganize our sense of what is real. It starts to challenge our conclusions about ourselves, about others, about reality. When we start to move towards our pain and care for it, we start to reorganize the way we see ourselves, we see reality, and connect with what's going on for us. In other words, now we're not trying to fix or prevent something, we're actually bringing it in. And there can be an enormous amount of resistance to bringing in the pain, something that we have fought against for decades, things we have denied for decades, things we have pushed against, we didn't want in our life. And now you're like, now I have to bring this in and connect with it. Now I have to get to know it. That can be extremely intense for us. So no wonder there's resistance. Because resistance is really the signal of our body going, hey, this feels unsafe. This feels uncertain. We don't have enough safety yet to really acknowledge this. And sometimes that resistance comes up because we are pushing to try to get through something right now really fast. We're trying to resolve something instantly. We're trying to go from A to B in one leap. And that's too much for the body. That's too much for the mind. That's too much for our nervous system. That's how resistance shows up. So, no, I don't want to do that. Sometimes resistance is telling us, hey, that this has risk to it. If we let go of this belief about our worth, for instance, or about our desirability, about our future, if we let go of this conclusion we hold about ourselves, that opens us up to rejection, that opens us up to criticism, that opens us up to failure. So it's wanting to protect us. See, in my work, resistance is a signal of the protector within us. It's speaking up, going, there's some danger here. And what that is also saying is there is a need for more safety here. So when my resistance shows up, I slow way down. Because slowing down is one of the easiest ways to bring in a little more safety into your reality and into your body, into your lived experience. So I slow down. And I take time to observe the resistance, what it feels like to me, where I sense it, what kind of sensations come with it, what's it telling me about things. I'm not there to fix it. I'm not there to change it. Sometimes I'm there just to, hey, I'm grateful you're here because you're helping me know where the edge of my safety is. So I slow down and I give myself a chance to pause, acknowledge, and observe that resistance and allow it to take up some space. Allow it to be known. Allow it to be felt. It's like, and a lot of times with that, it leads me into a processing of the pain of moving into change, into healing work. Because sometimes there's pain about moving into pain, right? It brings back feelings of neglect or being left alone in our journey. And so we have to care for that part of ourselves as it emerges. As you can see, resistance is a guide. It's a signal. It's not a problem. It's not something we need to fix. It's something we need to respond to, nurture, and care for. It's like, okay, I'm resisting this. That means I need a little more safety. So I can pause, I can acknowledge, I can observe, I can slow down and take time with it. I can bring in the thing in little tiny bits. I can titrate. It's like, oh, I'm going to just access this for 5 seconds. And you'll find sometimes that reduces the resistance, that it gets a little easier to step into that unknown, into that painful thing, into that adventure a little bit. If you do it just a little bit at a time. So we don't have to work against the resistance. We don't have to eliminate it. We can respond to it with care. We can respond to it with love. We can respond to it with an inclusion. It's like, hey, yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me know that I need a little more safety here. And then often that resistance drops a little bit, or sometimes a lot, and we can move a little farther into the work that we're doing. So resistance is going to show up in our healing work. It's going to show up in doing adventurous things and new things for us. It's going to show up in our efforts to bring in new and different experiences because we're hitting the horizon of our comfort zone, our safety zone. And it's just that signal of, hey, I need to go a little slower. I need to cultivate and care for my safety while I'm doing this adventure so I can feel safe enough to take the risk, safe enough to move forward. And then the resistance will work with you rather than you and the resistance having a fight and that burning you out. So that's today's episode, my friends. Thank you for showing up. Some heads up, we got the next iteration of the 8 Factors That Heal Codependency Permanently workshops coming up in 28 days. So the link is above on Facebook, below on YouTube, and on my webpage at healyourcodependency.com. If you're listening via podcast, also in a couple of weeks, about a week and a half, we're going to open up the Healing Codependency course library will be for sale, so watch out for that. And yeah, that's what's going on. So there we go. Go gently with yourselves as you acknowledge and legitimize your resistance. Hey, of course I'm resisting this. I need safety. I need care here. And then allow yourself to go slower in the process. And let's see what you discover. So let me know your thoughts on today's class or today's episode, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.